All right, let's dive into something pretty incredible today. We're looking at a brand new paper from Nature Communications that unveils a breakthrough in medical imaging. We are talking about a technology that could give us a dramatically clearer view inside the human body than ever before.
So let me just start by asking you this. What if we could find diseases, like tiny tumors, way earlier and with such clarity that there's no ambiguity? That's really the ultimate goal of medical imaging, and it's precisely the challenge this new research takes on.
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we've got to jump into the world of nuclear medicine. This is a field that allows us to see not just the body's structure, but how it's actually functioning. And a major tool in this world is something called SPECT. SPECT stands for Single Photon Emission Computed Tomography. Now, unlike an X-ray, which is kind of like a static photograph of your bones, SPECT is more like a live weather map of your body's metabolism. It uses tiny radioactive tracers to light up biological activity, letting doctors see how your organs are really working. It's absolutely crucial for diagnosing all sorts of things, from heart problems to cancer.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Right now, there's a huge trade-off in SPECT technology. You've got the standard detectors, which use sodium iodide crystals. They work, they're affordable, but the images they produce are a bit fuzzy. Then you have the high-end option, CZT semiconductor detectors. They give you much sharper, better images, but they are incredibly expensive. So hospitals have to make a tough choice between cost and clarity. But what if you could have both?
So, how do we get past that trade-off? This is where the new paper by Shen and his colleagues introduces a real hero, a new kind of crystal that promises to change the whole game.
Say hello to Cesium Lead Bromide, or CSPBr3. This material is what's known as a perovskite semiconductor, and it has researchers in this field seriously excited about its potential for detecting radiation.
So why all the hype? Well, these perovskite crystals are amazing at stopping radiation. You can grow them into nice, big, high-quality crystals, and, this is key, they are way, way cheaper than CZT. But there's been one massive roadblock. Tiny, microscopic imperfections on the crystal's surface have been acting like little traps, snagging the electrical charge and messing up the signal. It's been holding the technology back from reaching its true potential.
So how did they get past this huge hurdle? Well, that's where the real genius of this research comes into play. The team developed a completely new and ingenious way to prepare the crystal, basically unlocking its hidden power.
They call it chemical mechanical polishing. The best way to think about it is like a master craftsman creating a flawless lens for a telescope. First, they mechanically polish the crystal to get it smooth. But then comes the magic step. They apply a special chemical that gently eats away the very top layer, the damaged layer. What you're left with is an ultra-smooth, almost perfect surface with none of those pesky charge traps.
And the result? I mean, it is just incredible. They got the surface roughness down to just 5.5 nanometers. To put that into perspective, a strand of your DNA is about 2.5 nanometers wide. We are talking about an unbelievably smooth surface. And that smoothness is what eliminates those performance-killing defects. And the researchers themselves put it best. They said that by getting rid of those charge losses right at the surface, they achieved exceptional performance uniformity and long-term device stability. In other words, this wasn't just about making the crystal look pretty. It was about making sure it could collect a perfect signal reliably every single time.
Okay, so they've got this perfectly polished crystal. But the million-dollar question is, did it actually work? Well, let's look at the results, because this is where things get really, really cool.
Wow. Just take a look at this. Now remember, with energy resolution, a lower number is way better. The conventional detector is chugging along at 9.8%. The expensive, high-end stuff, that's at 5.5%. This new perovskite detector, just 2.5%. That is more than twice as sharp as the current state of the art. It's a huge leap forward. And it gets even better. When they tested it with a higher energy source, the resolution hit an unprecedented 0.87%. This isn't just a small improvement. It's a record-breaking performance that shows just how capable this new detector really is.
So what does a number like 2.5% resolution actually mean for a doctor looking at a scan? Well, check this out. It means you can see incredibly fine details that used to be a complete blur. In their tests, the detector could easily tell the difference between two tiny radiation sources that were only 7 millimeters apart.
And this thing isn't a one-trick pony. It's not just sharp. The detector also proved to be super sensitive and incredibly stable. It kept up its peak performance for over a month of continuous testing. You're getting the whole package here: sharpness, sensitivity, and rock-solid stability.
Okay, so we've seen the incredible science, we've seen the record-breaking numbers, but what does this all actually mean for the future, for doctors, and more importantly, for patients? Let's talk about why this really matters.
The impact on the clinic could be huge. First off, you get way sharper images. That better resolution cuts through all the background noise, helping doctors spot tumors and other diseases with much greater confidence. That, in turn, leads to better decision-making and more accurate treatment plans. But the real game changer here might be that it breaks that old dilemma. It promises top-tier, world-class performance at a cost that could make it far more accessible.
And that brings us to one last, really powerful thought. This research, it's not just about building a better crystal. It's about a future where the very best diagnostic tools aren't just for a select few. Could this be the technology that finally makes high-precision medical imaging affordable and accessible for everyone, everywhere? Based on this work, the future is looking crystal clear.